I urge you to enact President Kennedy's Civil Rights Bill into law.
Recount, Game Change, Now All the Way. You love these kind of politically based movies. You do them so well. What is it about that, venue or that area that you like?
For me, it's just the personal drama set against the stakes of how shall we run our nation. You'll see how Bryan got to this place of being able to capture the most intimate. He's famous for the Johnson treatment, which would be get within half an inch of a person's face and threaten and joke and then show heart, and sometimes even showing incredibly deep despair against having to take on the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 and change the world, on such a grand scale.
Just like Trumbo that you guys did, it has great relevance to today, even though these are events that took place over 50 years ago.
One of the things that in starting the research that I did, that I think that has unfortunately happened to our country is the polemic nature of politics these days. And if someone else disagrees with you, they become the enemy, as opposed to having just a different opinion of how to improve whatever issue they're talking about. And in Johnson's day, it was very common for him to go to dinner with members of the opposing political party. And so the next day, when you're talking about really tough issues, you don't throw that person on the bus. You like him, and you just have a different way of approaching things. He knew that in order to get something of a greater good that he thought for a bill, he would have to give them something. What is it they want? And you make that trade. Now it just seems like everybody's arms are folded and they're not going to budge, and that's what's it's become gridlock.
This civil rights bill just killed your election chant.
If the government does not do what is right, nonviolence will no longer be an option.
Is that a threat?
Anthony, playing Martin Luther King, you really see different sides of Martin Luther King that we haven't seen. There are practical sides of him. He was putting a lot at risk, I think.
It's always difficult when you play an icon like that to, I don't look anything like Martin Luther King. So Martin Luther King was 5'7" at best, standing on a chair. So I wanted to figure out a way as an actor where you would see that at the beginning, but by the end, you would forget that and allow the essence of that person to live for what it is in this film. Looking at the political aspect of it, it was something that was very, very important to me because Martin Luther King played the politics game so well. And he didn't put anybody down for what they believed. He just made sure they believed in what he stood for. He didn't care what party you were in. And that was something that I thought was really important to portray.
There's a higher responsibility when you're playing a non-fictional character. You want to do it justice, and you want to portray this man as honestly as you can in your own sensibility of him. And that's all we can do, is do the research, discuss all these issues, and talk to people who knew the man and present it in the best way possible.